Okay, guys, welcome to day 15 of my December project here. And on this day, I was just scrapbooking away and I didn't stop to film introductions or talk to you a little bit about what my plan was. I just was scrapbooking and would start the camera and stop the camera every time I did another layout. So here I am flipping through the album right here, and I'm just trying to figure out something to do. At first, I was thinking about doing this for kind of like the wish lists, like what we wished for Christmas, what we wanted. But I ended up talking about how it was halfway through the month, December 15th, and it was just finally starting to feel like Christmas time. Um, Not really sure why it felt like it was so late this year. Who knows? What I talk about in the journaling is it might be because I've been working until midnight every night, and you know, you kind of sleep in the morning when you're working that late, and your whole holiday theme and festivities and all that kind of stuff kind of gets thrown off a little bit. Um, super glad when the holiday hours finally ended at work. Really thankful that they don't stay that way year round, because that's a rough night, people. That is a rough night. Okay, so I'm backing the little frame here. I really like how this looks. And then I know that I need to back the frame with something. So I'm thinking about some vellum, and that will kind of tone down the plaid behind it. But I needed something else on it. I needed something that was a little bit exciting. So I decided to go for some glitter paste, because you can never really go wrong with glitter paste. At first I toyed with the idea of stamping and embossing, but no, glitter paste for the win. So, I'm still thinking about stamping and embossing. Just put the stamps down, Sandy. You know you want glitter paste. There we go. So I have repeated this glitter paste theme throughout the album, and I'm still not getting the glitter paste because I'm still trying to figure out what can fit inside of this frame. But you know and I know that the glitter paste is the perfect solution. When in doubt, glitter paste. Now I did add some stickers. I did find something that was cute and that would work there, so I went ahead and put that down. Now I'm thinking about the vellum. Am I finally going to pull out the glitter paste? This is the question. And then, yes, here we go. So I decided to go with the Holly and Leaves stencil. Now this is a stencil I've used multiple places in the album, so it isn't something that's going to be like jarring where you're going to be like, whoa, all of a sudden there's some glittery holly and leaves. Nope, we opened up the album that way, and there are some more as well. So I'm just going to use some purple tape to tape it down to my glass mat here. Now this is Glitter Kiss. So it's not, I don't know if they truly call it a glitter paste or a glitter glaze. I'm not exactly sure what they call it. I do know that it is starting to dry up. It is almost gone as well, so I'm just trying to spread it in to the stencil. It does take a little bit longer than normally, and that's just because, like I said, the glitter paste is starting to dry up, and when it is a fresh glitter paste, it just smooths, like it just goes so smooth and so nice. But when it starts to dry up, you gotta work it into the stencil a little bit just so you get nice, crisp, clean lines through your stencil. And I definitely wanted the crisp lines because that's one of my favorite things. Like pulling that stencil off of that vellum, totally one of my favorite things to do. And then the little thing decides to curl up. So I got the glitter paste off of the glass mat, going to wipe it off a little bit, but really I go and wash it off in the sink to really truly get it going well. And then I'm going to actually heat set this glitter paste because it's taking too long to dry, and I am obviously taking too long as well because there I am finally back. So I'm being careful not to really touch the glitter anywhere. It does dry pretty quickly, but like I said, I need it to dry a little bit quicker. So here's the heat tool. We're just going to go ahead and apply the heat on there. And with glitter paste, if you aren't too careful and you hold your heat gun over one area of your glitter paste too long, it's going to start to bubble. But this guy turned out great. I did turn it over on the other side just to apply a little bit of heat from that direction. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but I thought, look, every time I flip it over, I think it looks really cool flipped over as well. You don't get like the big, pretty, bold, glittery bits, but you do get kind of this subtle shimmery effect through the vellum. And I think that that looks cool too. So who knows, maybe we'll play with that effect as well. Like that looks cool, I think. And then we turn it over and we're like, well, bam, look at all that shimmer and shine. So I am going to go ahead and add adhesive to the back where you can't see it through the vellum, and go ahead and plop it down right on top of that 4x6 card. And then I'm going to bring back those stickers that I had found when I was looking for something to fill the frame. And they're kind of accent stickers, nothing real big or huge. They're just some snowflakes. So we have the snowflake on chipboard, and we also have the snowflake on a flat sticker. So I'm just going to grab some foam squares so that the sticker doesn't bend down next to the chipboard, because it's got a little bit of height. So we just need to even that out. And then I'm thinking about, do I add my journaling here? Do I add my journaling on the top pocket? Like, what am I doing right now? Which is why I can't make a decision of putting this in or out of the pocket. Now I do know that I add some numbers here, and the number part is easy because I know it's day 15, so that's just going to go on top of the flower. Where are the numbers? I must be getting the numbers right now. There they are. So these are gold thickers, and they are foam thickers so that they stick a little bit better than the chipboard thickers. I am super excited though. Most of the thickers now are coming as foam thickers with kind of like the cardstock adhered to the top of them, so they're sticking a lot better. So American Crafts might not have listened to fixing the adhesive on the chipboard thickers, but they are at least trying to figure out a way so that the thickers stick, at least. So I have this chipboard piece, and I'm kind of figuring out where it needs to go, what I'm going to layer. I decided that I needed an ever so slight bit of holly stickers here on this page, so we went ahead and did that. And I thought that it was perfect tucked under the 15 as well. It just gave the flowers over here that are kind of watercolor painted on a little bit more of dimension, because these are kind of a more saturated leaf than what's underneath of the numbers. So then I'm going to try out a couple different papers. I know I want some more green up here. Big fan of the greens in these Christmas collections. They just look really, really nice. And I decided not to go with that green. I'm just trying to figure out like something. And I decided not to go with that green because it's immediately on the facing page on the left. And I don't want anyone to get confused and think that these two pages go together. Like they go together, but they are not one continuation from left to right. So I want you to be able to look at this and go, oh, the left side is a thing I should check out, and then the right side is a thing I should check out. I don't want you to read it like a book and go from left all the way over to the right and think that it is one whole cohesive thought, because it's definitely not. Now I'm going to mess around a little with the vellum here. I figure I am adding vellum in, so might as well take advantage of that and add some more. Now I just did a line of ATG down here at towards the inside of the card because I'm going to cover that up. You are not going to see that adhesive one little bit. I just got to figure out what I'm going to cover it up with. I'm not exactly sure which sticker I'm going to use yet, or from which collection, so I just take a little peek and decide on this one right here. This one has some flowers and a little bit of snowflakes, and it's just really, really cute. So I have that down, and then the vellum is on top, and then my little chipboard piece that says it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, I thought was perfect, especially since I'm talking about how it finally is starting to feel like Christmas. So that little piece was completely perfect for this layout. I am looking at my gold words here, and I'm trying to figure out if there's a word that would go that kind of like coordinates with my theme, or if there's something that really just looks great. But I don't really find any words. So instead I use the gold holly and berries, and I just kind of put them on the diagonal around the chipboard piece, because that's it's almost like it's a title piece, and I just want to like bring your attention to it so that you're like, oh yeah, I should look over here because there's all these sparkly gold bits surrounding it, so this must be important. So I just go ahead and get those placed. I try to place them similarly to how they are placed on the backer sheet. Not exactly, but pretty similarly, because they look good on the backer sheet. So why would I mess around and try to figure out like the perfect configuration if it's already there on the backer sheet for me and I just have to repeat it? Because that is what makes it easy. So we go ahead and get these second bits on, and I think that looks great. Now I am going to use a white pen to journal on this, and it's pretty handy because the sheet that I'm using is a ledger paper and it has lines already on it, so don't have to worry about that at all. So I'm using a Uniball Signo Broad for my journaling pen right now, and it's the go-to white pen for me. Now I have had issues in the past with this Uniball pen, and it's kind of like I've gotten a defective pen where it just doesn't write from the get-go. It isn't that it's drying up or anything like that, but it really just doesn't write from the get-go, which is a pain in the butt. So I just replaced it, and it works fine. So it's done. Now I'm trying to figure out if I should add a word up here still. And none of the words that I had available really felt right. Like, it didn't feel like it should even be up there. I really wanted to use that white Merry and Bright, but I already had Merry and Bright down at the bottom of the page, so I felt like that would have been too much redundancy and too much of a little place. Now, if I have something that says Merry and Bright 6 times throughout the entire album, that's fine. But when I have it on 2 4x6 cards right on top of each other, then I'm just like, whoa, that is too much redundancy. So I'm trying to figure out how to add some sort of flair to this card. And I decide to go with my Love from Lizzie peel-offs. Now the peel-offs are pretty awesome. They come in a variety of shapes. You can get them in just like the straight pinstripe. You can get them in kind of a rickrack fashion, and you can get them this way, which are circles. So I chose not the very smallest circle, but I don't believe it's the largest circle. Maybe it is the largest circle. Let me take a peek. Yep, I chose the largest circle. I thought I went with something smaller, but I didn't. I chose the largest circle, and I'm just poking through to make sure that the centers of the circles aren't going to lay down on the page as well, because it's much easier to pop them off before you lay down this thing on the page. And we're just going to put that along the top at the line here. And now we're just adjusting underneath of the chipboard, and then I'm going to go ahead and place this all the way across the top as well. I'm just trying to line it up because I really don't want the sticker to show through. Well, I want the sticker to show through, but I don't want the sticker and the paper's join line to show through the back of the peel off. I want it to be hidden by that. So we have that. Now I thought about adding more of a line. I thought about adding more of this little circle peel off on other places, but no, it just really didn't fit or feel right. So here I am with that pen, marking along my journaling, and I am writing in cursive this time. I also wrote in cursive on day 14, but I have it written in print as well. So I print it for 13. I'm just kind of flipping back through, and it looks like I definitely have a mix of cursive and print throughout my album, which is totally fine for me too. I'm not really I like cohesiveness in my December album, but I'm not so rigid in that cohesiveness that I feel like I need to have all print or all cursive. So there that is. And it's the pen is writing pretty good right now, and I'm just trying to think of what I can say to kind of fill up this journaling space. Now, when I started this album, I had a lot to say, and I was filling up a lot of space. But today's journaling, I just felt like I had to pull it out of me. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can just write about an event or a topic, and it just flows, and then sometimes you're like, oh my word, I have to come up with 2 more sentences and I am done. I have nothing else to say about this. But, I came up with the 2 more sentences and made it work. So that is going to wrap up this card, and then that is going to wrap up day number 15. And as soon as we get this card in here, it is going to be done. So I gave it a little shake to help dry it a little bit because I didn't want it to bleed onto the plastic. And there it is, you guys.